Welcome, welcome, brothers and sisters from all over the world. I see that there are a lot of people in here in the chat and in the Zoom meeting from all over the world. That is wonderful. So today, the 4th of September, I hope everybody had a good, very good summer. And with fresh energy, we start a new month. So let's go. Okay, there is this yellow frame again, doesn't matter. Okay, so my name is Kaat Jacobs. I am the communication manager of the platform SkyWorld Community. And I got in contact with the SkyWorld Community platform in 2017. It seems already a long time ago. A lot happened in between. And yes, I'm a top expert in the partner plan, and I have a big team, and got in contact with people from all over the world. It's amazing. So in 2017, I got in contact with the technology through an engineer, and my mind was blown away. It's finally a solution for all the problems in the world, well, transportation problems anyway. And because I love technology, because I love driving, yeah, I was intrigued by it. So I started doing my research, and well, it was mind-blowing. And so I started talking to my friends, family, acquaintance, colleagues, please look at this, because we have a chance to change the world. And well, a lot of them participated with me, and so my team grew very fast, and the board members contacted me and asked me if I was interested to do a course, and this course was a business course. I am my job is health and conscious coach, so I didn't know anything about business coaching, so I'm up to challenges. Yes, I said yes, why not? So you can see the picture there, 130 people from all over the world. It was an amazing opportunity. And we every month we had a meeting, well, a course in another country that was also very interesting. And then we had a course from Yuri Galata. He was a good coach, very strict, but very good coach. We learned a lot. And so what happened was that after this year coaching, business coaching, the team chose 3 team leaders, and I was one of them. So the board members asked me, do you want to be the communication manager? And I said yes. So who are the board members? So you see here Evgeny Kudryshov. He's the financial director. He's dealing with all the financial platforms that is giving us sometimes difficulties, and you know, technology is not everything. So he's doing his best. Then we have Irina Volkova. She's an engineer, but she is also taking care of all the people who are taking responsibilities in countries for the platform. Then you have Mr. František Solar. He's a businessman, and he's dealing with the top experts, and also he's flying around in the world to meet businessmen and to meet people of government. He just flew to Vietnam, well, a month ago, and he and Mr. Maslov, Dr. Maslov, had to stay in 1 month in quarantine in Vietnam to meet with the president. I will tell you all about that story, but they did. And so Mr. Maslov is our lawyer, and he's doctor in economics. And then you have Alexei Shudrikov, the youngest of them all, and he's into blockchain and technology, of course, and he's also setting up a very special plan, product. Well, it's some sort of lead system that people can start working in teams, and that is something new very soon coming. So keep in touch with me. I keep you informed. So this is Skyworld Community. The whole process I will explain you. Skyworld Community is a crowdfunding platform who's funding Unitsky String Technology. That is the whole setup. So we are a crowdfunding platform, and we finance the Unitsky String Technology. That is the transportation technology. So these are two different companies working together. So your money gets in, and it goes into a fund, GTI, and this GTI, the money goes to Unitsky. Then Unitsky, a lot of the money goes to your shares, of course, and they and also a little bit come back for our employees, because we have to set up our website, back offices, and so on and so on. And this is a certificate. This is how a certificate looks like. I think it's very beautiful, with all the pictures and designs of Mr. Unitsky. And so what do we offer? We offer that you can be a participant or a co-owner of the technology, and you can also become a partner. That means that you can talk to people and like me, be amazed about the technology, and then tell people that they can have a chance to participate in this opportunity, and also be a piece of the change, the big change. And then you can also become both. Yeah, you can become a partner without any investment. Yes, that is something that I want to be very clear of. You can become a partner without putting money in the investment. Yeah, so you can be both. You can be a partner, you can be co-owner, whatever. Yeah, some people are just, you know, want to support technology, and they're fine. Other people say, no, everybody needs to know this. So they become a partner. Yes, and there's a whole partner plan. If you want to know more about it, please contact me, or the person who brought you to this meeting. Good. So what is the technology then about? I'm gonna give you a little bit of the technology explanation to let you see why we chose this technology to fund this technology, why the board members decided this is it. Yeah, this we're gonna put all our effort in. This we're gonna put a lot of time of our lives in. Yeah. Okay. So you will be amazed. You will see it. It's worthwhile. So this is a technology in the air, yeah, above the ground, and it's innovative. There is science in it that is just amazing. Yeah. So because it's in the air, there's no traffic, it is very ecological, so zero pollution, and it can be built anywhere, in any area, remote area, any circumstance. So when you're interested in the technology, please ask a back office from the person who sent you here, or contact me. We give you a back office, and you can read 100 questions, 100 answers in your back office. It's amazing. And we all know that transportation, the current transportation, is challenged by nature, but also by ourselves. Yeah, we have a lot of problems. A lot of problems. And you see, we give a hassle-free, very clean solution. Very smooth. I can tell you, I drove in it and you don't even feel that you're moving. So, and yes, also for cargo and other stuff, and of course, people. Yeah. And there is no solution, effective solution in the world. How do I know this? I attended meetings in the harbor of Antwerp. That is one of the biggest harbors in the world. And they have a problem. The last 12 years, they didn't have a solution for the transportation problems. Not the last 2 years, not the last 5 years, last 12 years, they didn't find any solution. So we were there, invited 3-4 times with engineers, lawyers, and they asked us to come back when the container transportation is certified, and we will. So what does the technology offer? We built in 6 years 14 vehicles. Yeah, well, it's actually 12, but you see there are bigger ones. Yeah, and we started with this one, Unibike, Unibus. Yeah, passenger transportation, and that was actually the goal. But then there was more demand, bigger vehicles, faster. This one goes 500 kilometers an hour. What about grain and sand, loading and unloading, container, and that's the last one. This one and this one is not certified yet, and it will be done very soon. So these are real pictures, the Unibike and the Unibus, that's how we started. And then bigger, this is a bigger picture. And then grain and sand, loading and unloading. And this one can be built anywhere. This is the lightest, the smallest of them all. And it can be built anywhere, anywhere. Yes. So, and the thing is that Unitsky also, the CEO, the designer also designed a drone that the anchors can be placed anywhere without destroying nature. And me as a very aware person of nature, it's very appreciated, because until now, if you have to, if somewhere is built, most of the trees and plants are destroyed around it, and Unitsky find a way to not do that. And yes, this is one of my favorites, the fastest of them all. I sat in it, it's amazing. It's like in a jet plane, luxury jet plane, VIP jet plane, and it goes 500 kilometers an hour. And I was there when it was the premiere in Berlin, and the head of the engineers told me, Kaat, this one will go 600 kilometers an hour. People say, but Kaat, this is only a small one. Yes, in this one, only 6 people can sit, but this is only for a small track. If it's for longer, for a period of 2 hours, they can build it bigger. And of course, then there's other facilities needed, like a toilet, for example, inside the vehicle. And it is possible. It's absolutely possible. And then the last one, this was the design. And this is it. It's hanging on the tracks in Belarus and in Sharjah, next to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. And you can see $1 per 100 ton the kilometers. You see the engineers here working on the chassis. It's amazing what we did. Even during a pandemic, we kept on going. And then also we have a solution for seaports. A lot of countries have problems with seaports to build it. And this seaport can go 10 kilometers in the water. And remember, this is all ecological. Once our transportation is ecological, you can see here the container, passenger transportation, everything is possible. So how does it work? Let me tell you some secrets. Okay, so this is the body of the rail. And you see here the strings? These things here, these are strings, metal strings, actually made in Belgium, my home country. And they are wrapped around each other. And that's why they can bear heavy loads. Yeah, a lot of people in small time, for example, 10,000 people in 1 hour, but also cargo and, a lot of fast lanes, a lot of weight. So that's amazing. Then the filling up here is the flexible concrete. That is a patent of the CEO. And this concrete is flexible. So it has advantage that the rail will not break easily. So it can stand your hurricanes, floods, tsunamis, whatever. And it also absorbs sound. And if you ride in the vehicles, you do not hear it. You do not feel it. You have to look outside to see if you're moving. And you can stand without holding your hands. So it's amazing. And then on top, this is also a patent of the CEO. This is a combination of metal. And it is made in Finland. A special factory is making that for us. And soon Mr. Unitsky will fly to Finland to do this to this factory. And what is so special about it is that there is a metal reel riding on it. This is metal, and we all know with trams and trains that it makes a lot of noise and a lot of friction. Sometimes you can see the fire sparks out of them. Yeah, this is not the case here. Because of the combination of metal, there's no friction and there's no sound. So that means also that the vehicle will not have to use extra energy to resist the friction. So there's not a lot of consumption of energy. That's amazing, isn't it? So I told you, space engineer, our CEO is a space engineer. He thought about everything. And then people ask me, yeah, Kaat, but how will the wheel stay on the rail? Well, there's another rail. It is called the derail system. And this wheel keeps the big wheel on the track, and this is the engine. Yeah, okay. And safety, what about safety? Well, because of the derailing system, then because we're in the air, yeah, the systems have an AI system. It is automatically controlled, an AI system. So the vehicles cannot crash into each other. The vehicles have sensors. If something comes in the neighborhood, and also the glass of the vehicles is a special glass that is also a patent of our CEO, and there can be a projectile crashing into it at 500 kilometers an hour and the glass will not break. So you can see it is very high level of safety. And also everything is run on the blockchain, so there will be no human errors. Then we can build anywhere. Why? Because the anchors are placed in a special way. Yeah, they're double anchored. It's very smooth and it's very strong. And you can see above water, swampy places above hills and valleys. Yeah. And I can tell you, I was standing there in this vehicle and it was driving, I was filming, and I had to look outside to see, are we moving yet? Are we moving yet? And we were moving, yeah. So it is amazing. You cannot feel it, you cannot hear it. And you drive very fast because the passenger transportations can go to 150 kilometers an hour. So these are the three rails. You have the flexible one. In between this anchor and this anchor can be 5 kilometers. 5 kilometers. That's amazingly, yeah. So this can be built in remote area. This one is for the heavy load. A lot of people, cargo, containers, and you can see it's double. It's rigid and it's double. And then this one you can compare as tram or train. Yeah, it can be built in cities. This one can be built between cities or from a city to an airport, and this one can be built in remote areas over hills and water and so on and so on. And you can see here the strings. You see here the flexible concrete, here strings, flexible concrete, and again strings and flexible concrete. Yeah, so that is the secret. And this is the engine. And again, another patent of Mr. Unitsky. This engine can drive on any environment-friendly fuel. So imagine, yeah, this is the wheel, and this is a 3D model of the track. You see here the flexible concrete, you see the strings, yeah, and the metal around it, on top of it. So what are the advantages? Why am I so enthusiastic about this technology? Well, first of all, let me blow your mind with the aerodynamics. The aerodynamics are expressed in Cx. Yeah. A car aerodynamics are 0.4. You see here the wind trapped underneath the vehicle and swirls around the back and sucks the vehicle a little bit backwards. So the vehicle needs extra fuel to drive on. And you see here a Formula 1 car has the same problem. You see the swirls, and the Cx is 0.2. So he's a little bit better than a car. Then see us, we're in the air. Yes, this vehicle goes 500 kilometers an hour. The Cx is 0.06. If this vehicle passes you, you will not hear it, you not feel it, and the leaves on the trees will not move. Yeah, so we do not disturb the environment. Isn't that amazing? And then what about the parameters? So the costs to build it are very low. The operation costs are very low. So to keep it running and well, be working very well, cost is very low. Most of the transportation options we have now, the operation cost is quite high. You see that, yeah? And then the energy consumption, look at this. Comparing with us. I told you why now, yeah? Remember that no friction with the metal and the aerodynamics. But then see this, the capacity is amazing. Yeah, 10,000 people in 1 hour. Can you imagine? Then, of course, the last two ones are for me the most important for me personally. That is environment and safety, yeah. So the accident rate is very low because we're in the air and so on and so on. I told you, and the environment pollution is very, very low. So yeah, Kat, but there are others. Yeah, there are other options. The monorail, the magnet levitation, the hyperloop. Yes, let's compare them. They're all eco-friendly. Yes, very, very good. They're all safe. Oh, I'm very glad, but they need a flat ground. Yeah. And can you imagine what to do? What the efforts, the energy, the time consumption, and the money it takes for flat ground before starting to build? We don't need that. We only need a little bit of space for anchors, and off we go. Yeah, but God, the Hyperloop is going 1,200 kilometers an hour. Yes, but look at the price. 100 million and more the kilometer. The kilometer. A normal train costs 22 million the kilometer. Look at us. A 3 million for a single rail and a double rail, 8 million the kilometer. Compare it with the others. What would the government choose? What would you choose if you're a big investor? I know what I would choose. So the parameters are doing very good. Yeah, so we're doing very good. And who made this? Who was the genius? Who is the genius? Well, Mr. Anatoly Unitsky dedicated his life, 40 years of his life, to this technology. With a lot of resistance, because every innovative new technology gets resistance because people don't like new, and especially the science. We all know that they're all very conservative. So this man fought, really fought 40 years to get this technology. He had a vision when he was 6 years old that he would change the technology, transportation technology in the world. And he is doing that now. This man has 150 inventions on his name. He's a space engineer. He wrote 20 books, yeah, and 200 scientific papers. If this man would be an actor, he would be world famous. And he is famous in the technology world and the science world. And this is his wife, and she is also an engineer, and she's taking care of the business, and she's doing quite a good job because you see she won an award in 2018. Yeah, so he can focus on the technology. You see, can you please mute? Can you please mute? Thank you. So he's taking care of the technology, and she's taking care of the business. This is our building, and this is Mr. Maslow, Dr. Maslow. This is Mr. František Solar, board members of the Sky World Community Platform, crowdfunding platform. This is Mr. Vladi. He's the engineer who introduced me to this technology, and he was, as me, amazed by this technology, and he's dedicating also big part of his life to the technology. So they visited Mr. Unitsky in Belarus not so long ago, a few weeks ago, to update each other. So because of the lockdown, that was not possible, but now they met, and there is a lot of good things coming out soon. So these are nice pictures to see Unitsky so healthy and strong, because this man is already 72 years old. Okay, and here, some wonderful designs. I was in the museum. There is a museum in Belarus, in the test park, one of the test parks, and the walls are, it's like wallpaper all over with designs, amazing. You see here, this is his first test park with the first test vehicle years ago. You see him standing here. This vehicle is still alive. It is renovated and is also displayed in the Belarus test park. And this is his latest design. This is Sky Space, and he wants to take all the factories in space, so our planet will be greener than ever. So let me show some patents. He has 130 patents worldwide. Yeah, I'm not amazed by that, because this man is a genius, and he took the transportation to show to the world, and the world reacted very positive on it. Okay, so the results that we did in these years with funding this technology is, first of all, this is our building. It's in Belarus. Yeah, Belarus is an independent country between Europe and Russia. This is our building, and office building, and there are more than 600 employees, highly educated people working there. And by the way, you can still apply for jobs. They're looking for qualified, high educated people still. You can go to the website and give an application, fill in an application. So this is the inside. Yeah, people working in nice environments with a lot of plants. Of course, Unitsky will take care of that. And this is our factory, also in Belarus. We started with this building, then we built this building, and then an extra bigger building next to it. This is the tropical vehicle. You see all the engineers proudly in front of it. This vehicle is specially designed for very high temperature and sand. Sand can be very lethal for technology, of course. Yeah, take your iPhone to the beach and drop it in the sand, you will have big problems. So, and this vehicle is specialized for cold environments. And you see here the glass, what I was talking about. This is the patent glass of Unitsky. See the engineers working here, and the lid is open. Yeah, it's nice pictures to see how it is all working there inside. Then we have in Marina Gorka, that's 150 kilometers from Minsk, the main city of Belarus. We have the first test park. This is really a nice place to be. I went there 2 times. This was a swamp. Yeah, tanks were training on this area, and it was nothing there. And we made it a really beautiful place. There is the eco house. It looks very small, but it's quite big. There is the museum, and you see all the tracks here. There are 7 tracks. Yeah, they're testing it. And these are all fruit trees. There's even a greenhouse in here. So if delegates, and this is a pond with fish, by the way, and so if delegates from all over the world come and visit to the test park to have a drive in the vehicles, they will have food from fish and fruit and vegetables from our own gardens and waters. And this Unitsky does this because he wants to show the world. You see, this is completely ecological, completely ecological. So you see here another vehicle tested. You see the engineers here, and the lid is off, and they're testing it. This is another view of the test park. And then we have another test park in the Innovation Center in Sharjah, next to Dubai. And this was the original plan, and it's all finished now. We finished it off in 2020. You see Unitsky here in a meeting, and the CEO of Sharjah explaining delegates of other countries how it works. And here another picture, Unitsky inside of a station. And then you see the inside of the eco house. This is the only wooden house in the United Arab Emirates. Unitsky got a go from the king of the United Arab Emirates because it's not allowed to build wooden houses there. But the eco house is completely self-sufficient wooden house, ecological top. Yeah, one of my dreams is to own a house like that. So these are all the pictures. This is the leaders team. We were invited with the anchor of the first anchor. That was a big celebration. I'm here in between there. Very hot day, very hot day. But we were so happy to be there and to see the first anchor go into the ground. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. You see the big billboard, you see the tropical vehicle hanging on the tracks, and some more pictures of Sharjah. Here is the address, and at the current time, the test park is closed for public because they are building another track and they're preparing for the expo, because during the expo, people can visit the test park and have a drive in the vehicle. It will be connected with a shuttle bus. More beautiful pictures. CEO very proudly show all the stations that will come from Sharjah. You know, this is Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, and then other Emirates will be connected with this vehicle. And this is what is sold to contracts. These are 3 contracts. You see the international airport in Dubai, the Al Maktoum International Airport are connected to each other. Then Jabal Ali Port with one airport and the other, in total 45 kilometers. Yeah, and it's for passenger transport and containers. So that will be the first thing that we will build. And normally it had to be Dubai, but when we wanted to start building last year, 2020, everything got shut down. So everything stopped. And we also are connected to the World Government Summit in February 2019. So all the countries of the world know about the existence of the transportation. And of course, a lot of delegates visit our test parks in Belarus and in Sharjah since 2014 from all over the world. And we had news, we were in the news, publicity, we had a lot of publicity all over the world, all over the world. You can see it on news channels, newspapers. This is Nigerian newspaper. This is a colleague of mine, the ambassador of Nigeria. And when we went to Fox News, and when CNN and Fox News came and made a documentary about it, we got overflown with emails and telephones and calls. So yeah, the whole world knows it now that we exist and that we give a solution. And here's the story about Mr. Maslov and Mr. František being in quarantine for 1 month in a hotel room on the 18th floor. And they did this especially, and I'm grateful to them that they did this. And then afterwards they were allowed to see the president. And he is amazed by the technology. He got in contact with the technology through a magazine, a scientific magazine, and he invited them to have a communication because they want to build Vietnam Transnet. That is a big operation from a lot of tracks, and in total 25, 15 and 9.5 kilometers, and then afterwards connecting with each other. So Vietnam is doing his best, very best. And yes, we will attend, like it was the intention last year, to be a part of the Expo 2020. And this is the maquette, how it will look like. This is what we will show off. There's a video how it is made. It's beautiful. This is the way it's going to be. And this is about the eco cities, yeah, because in the Arabs, they are very interested in building eco cities. Yeah, they're very busy at it. And why, people ask me why two test parks? Well, the test park in Belarus is more for people and delegates and countries who want to visit us from the area of Europe and Russia, and then in Sharjah more the people of India and the East. So that's why we have two test parks, and you can see the difference. Yeah, when you see the ground is green, that is Belarus, and you see the ground, the sand, that is Sharjah. Yes, okay. So in Sharjah, there's another plan, 2.5 kilometers track, and they're working on it now. It will be finished in November this year. What else, Kaat? What else? What is the company doing? Let me take a sip of water. So yes, Vietnam, they're doing very well. They're already signed a memorandum of understanding. Then we have Unitsky going to Finland, not only to visit the company who makes the special metal for him, but also to have some contacts with other partners. Then we have Bulgaria, Peru, Slovakia, Estonia, Georgia, and they are already doing very good. There are memorandums of understanding. But Mr. Maslov told me, Kaat, there are 11 countries that we are having good communications with and in having meetings. So a lot will come, a lot underneath their sleeves. People ask me, why is it not publicated? Well, Unitsky is not putting all his cards on the table because there is still there are still companies who don't want us to succeed, of course, because we are the solution. Okay, where are we? Where are we now? We started in 2014, and every stage we bought something, we built something, and after stage 8, we had enough asset, and so there was no risk anymore. So if there would go something wrong, we would have enough asset to sell to pay back the investors. So the risk is gone. And now we're in 14.2. And you see one little jump and we finished, because the financial plan is 15 stages. And after the 15 stages, we will have finished our job, and we're almost there. So you see me here in the test park in Belarus. You see at the back the high speed, and these were all investors. We were invited twice in Belarus. It is called the EcoFest, an amazing experience here with some other people of my country, Belgium. We went together and we had a ball. It was amazing to be there and seeing that we were the ones who built it, because Skyway is built for the people, by the people. And yes, you can attend, everybody can attend. The smallest investment is $50. And there are packages you can pay off for 5 months and 9 months. And yes, there are investors, more than 400,000 investors from all levels of society and any job. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do. And these are the packages. Let's see. Let me explain this for you. So this is a package of $1,000. Yeah, you can pay off in 5 months, $200 a month. One share costs you 0.04 cent. Yeah, so it's very cheap still. With in the pre-IPO. Yeah, and so you get 28,000 shares. 28,000 shares. If you subscribe, register, and verify, pay in 7 days, you get a coupon for 10% on top of this. So that means 2,800 shares on top of it. Yeah, so that is amazing. And if you pay a double payment, so that means $400 in one time, you get even 1,000 shares on top. So there are ways to earn much more shares than you would think. Yeah, so you can compare it with the others. Yeah, people say, wow, that's a lot of money. $250, paying off in 5 months, $50 a month. If you, I always say to people, if you stop buying sweets, that is not good for your health. Stop buying soda pop, yeah, and that's not good for your health. You will have more than $50 in your pocket to buy some shares. So if there's a will, there is a way. And you see here, these are packages bought in one time, $50, 800 shares. Yeah, and you have then one share, 6 cents. Amazing, yeah. And the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. Yeah. Okay, so what are these shares? What are these shares? These are dividend shares. What does that mean? Because if people think about shares, people think about the stock market. Wrong. These are dividend shares. You become a co-owner of the company. So a piece of the company, a piece of the building, a piece of the factory, a piece of the offices are yours. Yeah. So in return, you get dividends. That means every year when the company starts to make profit, and we sold 3 contracts this year. So if the company makes profit, we will have dividends. 20% of the profit will go to the co-owners. These shares are inherited. Mr. Unitsky gives 100 years guarantee on the tracks and takes care of the maintenance. And it's run on the blockchain, so it's all in our hands. And so your grandchildren and children and grandchildren will have financial advantage, not only financial advantage, but also environment advantages, because you make the right decision now. Realize that, because you make the right decision now, your children and grandchildren's life will change, not only financial, but also environmental. Yeah, and we saw it with the lockdowns, how fast that nature cleans up itself, how fast everything restores. So it is time to take your responsibility and do something for nature and the next generations, because it is our responsibility, isn't it? I don't think my ancestors took very good care of nature and give us a really polluted, left behind a really polluted environment. So, and yes, you can sell your shares. If the company decides it, you can sell your shares. And well, then somebody else will get rich with your shares. You will sell your chickens with the golden eggs. So I don't advise you that. Good. What about the stock market? Because a lot of people ask me about the IPO. Well, we are here. We are in the pre-IPO. So the shares are very, 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 very cheap. These are B shares, dividend shares, A share quality. Yeah. A share quality. On your certificate, it says A share quality. In your contract of your certificate, it says A share quality. Yeah. So if the company would go on the stock market, if the stock market is stable and we have at least 5 commercial projects up and running, these are the words of Unitsky. He told me personally, because I sat down with him for 1.5 hours. He came to us. We had after the EcoFest, we were invited to meet him, and he sat down with me and other 5 people, I think, and he said, ask me any questions. And of course, people asked us, what about the IPO? What is it? What is it? You know, what is it related? And he told us, we will go public if the stock market is stable, and we have at least 5 projects up and running, commercial projects, but only if the stock market is safe to go on, because if it collapses, we would commit suicide. Yeah. So at the moment, the stock market is very unstable. So it's not a good decision to go on the stock market now. But what has it influenced? Well, let me tell you. If we would go with the A shares, the normal shares that you can buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. If the company is well known and the stock market would be stable, and we go on the stock market with the A shares, and it's buying, selling, and it goes up, up, up in price, the value, the value of the company, yeah, would go up. So the profit will be up. So we will have more dividends. You understand that? So if we go on the stock market, the profit will be bigger of the company, and so the dividends will be bigger because we get 20% of the profit. Yes? Okay. So let me compare you. Mr. Kumar, who's in this meeting, he sent me this. Thank you, Mr. Kumar. He sent me United Pacific is the biggest railroad company in the world, the biggest, yeah, and register on the stock market at this moment. So the company is 150 years old. 150 years old. People get dividends. Yeah, 150 years. So in 2002, they started registering everything, because then internet was going, and they every quarter they give their shareholders 60 cents every quarter, yeah. So, and now, let me hide this. And now, let me show you. Oh, it's in 2016, it was 0.00605. I'm sorry, the circle moved. Quarterly, yeah, quarterly. And then in 2021, in July, it was $1.07 quarterly. So that's more than $4 each unit. So the more units you own, the more shares, dividend shares, options, it is called. Before they go on the stock market, they are called options or units. Yeah. So every unit, so the more units you have, can you do the calculations? So if you have like 100,000 units times 4.21, yeah, if I calculate fast enough and good. So do your calculations. Yeah, it's 28, 4.28. Voila, dividend. From a whole year, every unit, 1 unit, 4.28. So compare. We give a solution to transportation. Transportation is not a luxury project. It's a necessity. People need food. People need food and drinks, of course. People need clothing. People need shelter. And people need transportation. And of course, medical attendance. So I say, get on this rapidly growing terrain. And how do you do this? The person who sent you this, or if you just saw this meeting, a coincidence, or you got in contact with me through the system, contact me. Otherwise, contact the person who sent you to this meeting. Give your name, email, and phone number to this person, or send it to me. And then we connect you up on the platform. You get a personal back office. It looks like this. This is the address of the back office of the personal back office. Yeah, it's snoop.skyway.capital. Please be aware, there are hackers. Yeah, don't Google just Skyway and then click on back office, because some addresses are new.skyway.capital or new.sky.capital or new Skyway capital, you know, whatever, but they are hackers. If you put money in there, you're losing it. Please be aware. Don't just Google the name. Put this address in your email. Send an email with this address to yourself and click from there. Yeah, make sure that you keep yourself secure. And then we got an application on Android. This is my phone. So you see how it looks like. You can put it in English. And you can see your shares. You can see your team. You can see the news. Just go to the Play Store and put in SWC. And you see our logo. It's like this. And then for free, you can install it. Then let me show you the best and the hardest working countries in the world. I'm responsible for India, and India is stuck on 8. We have to do something about it because India is such a big country. And you see Vietnam is still on top. Vietnam is much smaller, much less people. So I see a lot of countries from all over the world are doing very good. So this is the top 10 of all 200 countries, because we're represented in all 200 countries. And people ask me, please give me some, where can I find some information? You can make a screenshot of this. And you see the official sites. of the engineer, Mr. Unitsky, but also of the company. And then you can read everything about the development, the technology, and whatever. If you need some extra information, you can always contact me or be a part of the Sky World New Millionaires Facebook group and YouTube channel. Where is this name coming from? There's a little story behind it. When I was in Berlin with the premiere of the fast vehicle, the fast cabin, there was a part, the left hand of the right hand, sorry, the right hand of Unitsky in the United Arab Emirates, and he told us that the people who own shares of this company will be the new millionaires of the world. And I said to my colleague, Christian, this is a good name for a Facebook group. Let's do it. And now there are like more than 9,000 people, almost 10,000 people in this group. So it's amazing to reach so many people. So this was the end of the today's meeting. Every Saturday we have a meeting. I give a meeting, and you can ask every question you have after the recording. So I will stop the recording, and then all the people who are in now can ask any questions that's on their hearts, and I will explain them and give answers. So thank you for attending this meeting, and see you next week.